As we neared Estes Park, the road curved toward a wide pasture glowing gold in the late afternoon light, and that's when I saw them. Dozens of elk were spread across the field, their presence stopping traffic in both directions. Cars were pulled over on both shoulders, people leaning out with cameras, caught up in the wonder of it all. And honestly, I felt a little impatient, like all of this was distracting me from the real goal, from climbing higher toward that place of transformation I thought waited up the mountain. I thought my trip to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado was about climbing higher to meet with God. Turns out, He wanted to teach me something in the valley instead. The morning before our group set out on our intentional prayer hike, I sat drinking a cup of coffee while journaling just as the sun was beginning to rise and touch the tops of the trees. And I wrote in my journal what I believed was going to be the message. Don't let the elk in the valley distract you from meeting God on the mountaintop. It sounded good. Profound, maybe even. I closed my journal feeling like I'd already nailed the message. A few hours later, I was several hundred feet higher, watching a pair of ducks dip in Sprague Lake in unison, when God interrupted my thoughts. He said, "People are a part of my plan, not just for the world, but for you too." And my very spiritual response was, well, I suppose I have to write that down. Over the weekend, through testimony, prayer, and a lot of laughter, that sentence began to sink in. I realized the message I started with was backward. God wasn't asking me to avoid the valleys. He was asking me not to miss Him in them. The elk in the valley weren't distractions from His presence. They were evidence of it. The beauty, the people, the friendships, the tender mercies that remind me His love doesn't only live on mountaintops. Psalm chapter 84, verses 5 through 7 say, "What joy for those whose strength comes from the Lord, who have set their minds on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. When they walk through the valley of weeping, it will become a place of refreshing springs. The autumn rains will clothe it with blessings. They will continue to grow stronger, and each of them will appear before God in Jerusalem." That's the truth of Psalm 84. The valley isn't punishment, it's provision. It's where God gives strength for the next climb and joy that doesn't depend on altitude. Elk know this by design. When winter comes, they leave the high ridges and move down into the valleys together. The cold is still real, but the wind is softer, and there's enough food if they stay close. They survive not by standing alone, but by depending on one another. Maybe that's what God was showing me. The valley is where community and grace live. It's where we find His love through other people and learn to rest instead of striving. By the time I packed up to head home, my earlier thoughts felt a little silly. What began as "don't let the distractions of elk in the valley keep you from meeting God on the mountain" had become "don't miss the elk in the valley by trying to climb mountains on your own." Because the valley isn't a distraction. It's a gift. It's where God meets us with tender mercies and laughter and friendship. It's where faith grows roots. And the promise of Psalm 84 still stands. As we walk through the valleys, we will keep growing stronger until the day we stand before God in Jerusalem. There's one word God's been teaching me through all this. It's abide. To abide means to stay, to remain in His love, even when life feels uncertain. That's what the elk do. They stay in the valley until the season shifts. They don't rush the process. They trust the one who made it. And that's our invitation too, to abide in His presence right where we are, to let His love be enough in the quiet, low places. Because when we abide, not striving for the next peak, but resting in His goodness, the valley becomes holy ground. God's beauty isn't waiting at the top of the mountain. It's already here, in the friendships that lift us, in the laughter that warms us, and in the stillness where His love abides. The valley is part of His plan, not just for the world, but for you too.